Whoever sees it wins a prize. So it's not my sort of campsite, but it's my sort of location.
We left you in the episode before last leaving on the Interislander Ferry from Wellington on the North Island and heading for Picton on the South Island. Please think about supporting the channel by liking and subscribing, as it's free and it means that we will appear in your favourites so you don't miss an episode. And we've been blessed with the weather and it's making the 3.5 hour crossing a joy. As we leave Wellington Bay, we cross the Cook Strait that separates the North and South Islands. Oh my God. And as we cross, we see a pod of dolphins enjoying the bow waves of the ferry. Once we cross the Cook Strait that separates the North and South Islands, we weave through, passing closely to islands and hills that emerge from the water's edge. And this adds yet another great opportunity for a photograph. And as we go along, we start to get a glimpse of the dramatic landscape that South Island has waiting for us. And there's lots of remote houses, and some of them look as if they're only accessible by boat. And whether we're right or wrong, we're assuming that many of them will be holiday or weekend homes. And we finally arrive at the port of Picton. And unfortunately, we seem to be one of the last lanes to disembark. And we have a quick stop off at a supermarket to top up the provisions, and we're soon on our way to a booked campsite. Now, the first part of our South Island road trip will see us stop off for 3 nights along the route that tracks west to Picton towards Collingwood. And although it's a relatively short journey, the road soon changes to a twisty, winding one that weaves around the coast. And the route has a distinct tropical feel, and the South Island is already impressing us. But unfortunately, we still see signs of landslides, so we mustn't get complacent. And we keep getting glimpses of the sea, which is absolutely fantastic. And they were obviously in a bit more of a rush than we were. But even so, we're soon at the Momorangi camping site, which is a dock site that Roger has booked in advance in his planning. I said that view was amazing, wasn't it?
Cash for your showers.
Yeah, I thought we did. Is it not a point?
We've got some in the footwell here.
Can you see what we've got there?
We've got 10 twos, 5 twos. Oh, thank you.
Do you want to lead down since you got the map?
Okay, clear, 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 clear. And it's not long before we're booked in and parked up, and I think you'll agree this is a great spot to be spending our night. The Department of Conservation, or DOC as it's also known, is the government agency charged with conserving New Zealand's natural and historic heritage. And as such, they manage some campsites where there may be a charge, or in some cases they may be free, sometimes referred to as freedom campsites. So if you're thinking of coming to New Zealand, it's definitely worth checking out the website to see how these are run along with the rules and the costs. So this particular campground for a powered waterfront location was 23 New Zealand dollars per night. So that was 46 New Zealand dollars per van, so around £22. Now you'll need change for the showers and the laundry, but you can always buy these at the manned reception. And although we're travelling just out of New Zealand's high season of summer, this site is still pretty busy. And it gets busier as the night draws in, so you may need to book in advance, although there are pitches away from the water's edge as well. The sound is truly tropical, and the bay is simply beautiful in the setting sun, and we're so glad that we have the prime pitches facing out.
Oh wow.
And we managed to catch this ray effortlessly skimming along the bottom of the sea, although somehow it does look slightly menacing. And Caroline soon drops into boat mode, helping a couple moor up after a day out fishing. And with the showers and the laundry sorted and out the way, we soon ease into the evening. And so with the morning upon us, we continue to track west towards our next stop, which is in the Abel Tasman National Park area, where we have yet another DOC campsite targeted, at a beach called Totaranui. So because we've got a lot of driving today, we have targeted several photo stop-offs along the way, which I have to say is very easy in this part of New Zealand. And this scene never fails to make us smile. And we have a quick stop at Pelorus Bridge, where the Pelorus and the Rye rivers cross. And it was a film location used in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. And we soon find ourselves picking up yet another travel buddy as we reach the sheltered cable bay. Although the weather has gone overcast, hopefully just temporarily. A serene setting where a thin strip of land or causeway connecting Pepin Island you can see on the right with the South Island. The name Cable Bay arose from New Zealand's first overseas cable link to Australia, which was opened on the 21st of February in 1876. Now this was an incredible thing at the time because this new service meant communications to Europe only took 4 days, instead of up to 6 months for letters. And we have a nautical theme stop at the town called Motueka, where the Janie Seddon shipwreck lies. She was built in Paisley in Scotland in 1901 and was powered by 2 steam engines and propellers, and was believed to be named after the New Zealand Premier's wife at the time. Now her role was primarily to lay anti-submarine mines around the Bay of Wellington, and at the start of World War II she apparently fired the first shot when a ship failed to stop entering Wellington Harbour. and she was laid to rest here in 1948, having been converted to a fishing vessel. And it looks like a varied bird life have flown in specially for the photo shoot today.
We then travelled up to the Abel Tasman National Park area, which we'd booked a site in, or with a site we targeted to go to. It was a dock site actually. It was a great journey all the way up, as ever it is. We've sort of got the South Island came alive with touring, I think, didn't it really?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it was a lovely weather and that, but we sort of targeted lots of photo stops really. It was on the way. But it was a long day that day,
we did 4 hours. Well, not all in one go. We could have done 4 hours, but we decided that was too much, didn't we?
Yeah, we had to just be careful of that. It made us realise the rest of the trip. Just got to be slightly careful because I think 4.5, 4 hours was too much.
It's way too much.
Yeah, especially if you're going to stop off at places, because every time you stop, it's at least 30 minutes in a place.
Yeah, you don't really get time to see anywhere when you're travelling that fast,
but equally you want to try and do the distances, so there's always this compromise. It's compromise, isn't it? So it took us a long way, and we eventually got up to the national park area, and this was our real first. We'd seen it before, but not a lot of driving, where we suddenly the tarmac finishes.
Yeah, literally, you just think you've come off the wrong road somehow, or not taken a turning, but as it turns out it's okay.
It's just the way it is, and those remote roads. And like I said, the vans did it quite well, to be perfectly honest. It was very dusty in those places, especially if it was hot and dusty. But it sort of added a bit of an adventure to it as well, didn't it? You know, following that. So there was quite a big twisty road all the way down to the dock site at the beach that we were targeting. And we get there, and so it was a glorious afternoon. We got there late. We were a bit lucky actually, because the offices had shut. And so we had to book in remotely, which was something new for us. And then we had to find a place, which there was only a few places left, weren't there? Because we were really busy.
It was absolutely rammed.
Yeah.
And we're not used to that anyway, because we always travel out of season in the UK or when we went to Ireland. So it was our first experience of somewhere being really busy, which must give you a taste of what it's like to travel in peak season. And it wasn't great.
And it was off. That was the thing we couldn't say. It was off season. I think it might have been a Monday or Tuesday. It was after the weekend. But what we found out was there was like a campervan and caravan club had been there that weekend. So they were sort of just stayed on. A few of them had. So, but as soon as we went to the beach, it was one of those moments. It was those wow. You know,
it's a wow moment.
It was definitely a wow moment at the beach.
Left or right?
Should have bought a beer.
It was very tropical looking with all the plants around it, and there was a very deep golden sand to it. There's birds and wildlife. In fact, we thought we saw a penguin. Didn't we?
In fairness, we got excited because we thought we'd see the penguin. So did one of the locals. So in our defence, a local also thought it was a penguin.
Yeah. I don't think it is it? I'm not sure it is. It's got a long neck for a penguin.
It was the way it was waddling and that, and then as soon as we focused in and got a bit close, we realised it was the penguin. So we all got a bit excited about it. So that's,
embarrassingly so.
But it was definitely a location to go to, just especially with the sun out. It was just one of those places. I can imagine in summer it would be heaving with people.
Yeah,
and that,
but it's
definitely.
like anywhere, and that's exactly why we don't travel anywhere in summer. It's just our worst nightmare, isn't it?
We were out of season when we were travelling. So the other thing is the on-site facilities. They're okay. They're very basic. There was toilets there and showers.
Smells nice.
He seems to be really at one with the landscape.
Good morning. So we've woken up to blue skies at this dock campsite. It's really a big campsite, but it's quite full. Apparently there's the New Zealand Motorhome Campervan Association here, so although the schools are back, they seem to have descended on the place apparently. So it was, it seemed really busy. It took us a while just to get a pitch last night. But we found one. There was only a few left, but they were still arriving people. So it's not my sort of campsite, but it's my sort of location. So I'd still come here for the location because it's stunning. The beach and the waves are just beautiful. So we're only here for the day, so we're actually moving north. But yesterday was quite a long drive. 4 hours a bit too much, to be honest with you. The problem with that is you want to stop and see things, but you push for time, so you've got to keep going. So I think 4 hours is too much in a day. I think probably 2.5 hours is where we want to be with travelling. So we just got to have a look at that in the future stages that we've got. So we're going to track northwards this morning. It's about, and the next site's about an hour and a half. So we're going to have a bit of a chill day, down day, make the most of it. We've got to go, first of all, go back up the track we came down. 10 kilometres of off-road track, but there's great big motorhomes here, so you know you can do it easily. I guess it's probably a bit more challenging if it's thrown down with rain, but we'll be alright. So I'm just sitting down. We've had breakfast. Roger and Caroline, they've gone up the beach that way, and Jane's doing some photography with her new gimbal. We're going to pack up in about half hour.
And we'll leave it here for this episode as we head off the site. And Roger is hoping to find the missing hubcap.
Whoever sees it wins a prize.
Who says whoever sees the hubcap wins a prize?
And in the next one we stop at the small town of Collingwood, where a great pitch along the water's edge is a perfect place for a nap before we see a fantastic sunset. And we also visit another iconic photography location, but where is it?